Hey, I want to welcome you guys back, and today Tim is going to be the one in the kitchen. I have a cold and he is going to be making dinner for us. So I hope you enjoy it. Make sure to subscribe if you've enjoyed this channel. Make sure to like and also to share these recipes.
All right, today we're going to be making garlic beef enchiladas, and all I'm doing right now is getting our spices set up in bowls so I get some of the prep work done before we have to actually start making this a little later on. So we're going to start with the mixture that goes in with the ground beef first. So we need let me get a knife, hang on. You guys are ahead of me. I need 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. So there's 1. There's 2. Now we're going to add a teaspoon of salt. We're going to have a teaspoon of garlic powder. We're going to add a half a teaspoon of cumin. Get down there. And a 1/4 teaspoon of rubbed sage. And that is the mixture that's going to go into the ground beef and onion mixture. Now we're going to get set up for the sauce that we're going to make. So for the sauce, I am going to need a half a cup of all-purpose flour. That's going to go in one bowl because the flour is going to get put in before the rest of the spices. I'm going to need 1 to 2 tablespoons of chili powder. I'm going to need 1 to 2 teaspoons of cumin. I put 2 tablespoons of, so there's 1, there's 2, 1 to 2 teaspoons of rubbed sage. I'll put 1 of the rubbed sage. Half a teaspoon of salt. So let's see, do we have everything? We have our half cup all-purpose flour. And here we have 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. We have a teaspoon of rubbed sage and a half a teaspoon of salt. And that's all the stuff that we're going to need when we prepare this. That way all the seasonings and the flour is ready to go. So when we do this, we don't have to do this. We do it ahead of time.
Alright, now my part of this, I need to measure out some stewed tomatoes, and we're going to go by ounces. And when you put this on here, all you got to do is press tear, and then it automatically takes that off. So let me get, I made my own, but you can easily get a can. Okay. That's all we need of that. And then we need the tomato sauce. And I have that of my own too. And the tomato sauce, let's see. We need 15 ounces. This is about 15 ounces. I would say that is. Okay, we're ready for Tim now.
The first thing we're going to do to make these garlic beef enchiladas, we're going to get our ground beef started. Get this brown and make sure it's not pink, and then we're going to drain off all the fat. As you can see, I'm just breaking this up to get it to start cooking. And we're going to get this nice and brown, and then we're going to start adding our seasonings and our flour to it.
And has anybody ever seen one of these? I actually use this when I do it. It makes it so much nicer. You use this and it breaks it up and cooks it as you go. But Tim's an old-fashioned kind of guy. He'd rather just use the spoon. Who remembers the Taste of Home magazines? I used to get those every year for a Christmas gift from my mother-in-law. And that's where this actually came from, was the Taste of Home magazine. Comment below on how many of you used to get that. I don't even know if it's still in publication still.
I'll put the fire back on. I'm going to get this heating back up. Going to add our onions. Going to mix that in. Get those onions cooking. Smells so good. Who doesn't like onions cooking with ground beef? Then when you add spices, it's even better. Okay, we got those cooking. We're going to add our seasonings that we did earlier. We're going to get those all mixed in. That's the chili powder and cumin and flour to help thicken it. Salt, sage. Now we're going to add our tomatoes, our stewed tomatoes. We're going to mix those in. Now there wasn't a lot of liquid with those tomatoes, so I'm going to have to add a little bit of water. Because I need some liquid. Otherwise this isn't going to thicken. Probably should have used a pot instead of this skillet. Okay, as you can see, we have this at a boil. What we want to do is we want to put this down to low and let it simmer and put the lid on. And that's just going to cook, and now we're going to make our sauce. Saucepan going. We're melting 1/3 of a cup of butter in this pan. Once we get this melted, we're going to add our garlic. And we're going to get that going. And then we'll add our flour and our seasonings and our tomato sauce and our broth. And I'll go in order. As you can see on, if you can see on that shot, our meat's simmering away on the other side, getting thick. All right, we're going to add our garlic. That's 4 cloves of garlic. We'll let that garlic sweat out a little bit and get a little tender. Garlic and butter. Boy, it smells good. All right, we got that sweated. We're going to add our flour. This is a 1/2 cup of flour. This is going to make our roux. You want to make sure all that raw flour is gone. You don't want any of that left in the pan. That'll make it taste horrible. We're going to stir that around. Make sure it's all gone. As you can see, all the raw flour is gone. Now we're going to add our can of beef broth, a little at a time. Start stirring it around. You don't want no lumps. Now we can add the rest. And you just want to keep whisking this. Make sure you get all the edges so you don't have any lumps, anything stuck. Now we're going to add our tomato sauce. How good does that look? You're going to get that mixed in. Now we're going to add all those spices, the chili powder, the cumin, salt, sage. Throw that in. Get that all mixed in. As you can see, this is already starting to thicken. You could put that on a bumper of a car and it would taste good. Wish you could smell that. Okay, you see that we're getting thick? We're almost there. First thing you want to do is you want to put 1.5 cups of this sauce in the bottom of this pan. That's going to help keep it from sticking to the bottom. So there's our 1.5 cups. We'll spread that out over it using the cup. We don't need that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use a 1/4 cup measuring cup, and we're going to start assembling these. So you take a 1/4 cup of your mixture, put it down the center of your tortilla shell, put a tablespoon of cheese, and then you want to roll these up. And you want to roll them tight. Lay them seam side down in your 9x13 pan. And we have our oven preheated at 350 already. So when these are ready to go in the oven, they're ready to go. So when we get done with all these, we're going to cover this pan, 350 in the oven, for about 30-35 minutes. And then you're going to uncover it and put the rest of your cheese on and let that melt for about another 10 to 15 minutes. Now that we have all these assembled, we're going to take our sauce and we're going to pour that over the top of all of these. Make sure you get it all. You don't want this to go to waste. Now these are 10 tortilla shells. that's all that's going to fit in the pan. And I'm going to spread this out over the top. Make sure you get it down on the sides. Make sure all those tortillas are covered. Alright, now, as you can see, we have extra of the mix. You can use that for, on a football Sunday, you can take and you can heat that up, put some jalapeno in it, put some chilies, and scoop tortilla shells with it. And use that for a little snack. That'd be delicious. It's already got chili powder and stuff in it. It'd be really good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cover this with aluminum foil. Make sure it's nice and tight. Our oven's already preheated at 350. We're going to put this in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes, and then we'll show you what to do next. Be careful because it's hot in the steam. You don't want to burn yourself. And we're going to add the rest of our cheese to the top. How good does that look?
Looks yummy to me.
Okay, we're all done. It's been 15 minutes with the cheese on top. It's all melted. Look at that.
Let's take a little taste of this. And I don't know why we don't make this more often, because this is one of my favorite things. What a difference. When you make your own sauce and everything is fresh, you can tell a huge difference from just buying a can of stuff. I want to thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next video.